For the purpose of these demonstrations, I'm going to be using this piece of kit, which I bought from the Pihut. It's the Cytron MicroPython RP2040. At the time of making these videos, the price was £9, including postage in the UK. As you can see, it's really meant for robotics, but it will work for what we want for model railway layout animations. Whenever you start to write code, it's always a good practice to put a very good description of what the program's going to do, what pins are going to be used, what libraries you're going to use, information about the hardware. That way, in a few months' time or a year's time, when you come back and look at the code, you will be able to easily understand the code. Here you can see I'm using two libraries which are basically built into Tommy. The first one is the machine library, and what we're going to do from this library is we're going to, from machine, import pin. This will give us access to the GPIO pins, or as they like to call them on the Pico, GP pins. The next library I'm going to import is the utime. So this allows us to use delays within the program. We also are going to have basically 12 LEDs flashing within this program. I've split them up into 6 pairs, so head 1 and head 1A, and you can see there I am saying head 1 equals pin bracket 0 comma pin out, and this means that head 1 is attached to pin 0, and we're going to use pin 0 as an output. Finally, we come to the while true loop, which is basically going to run forever while the Pico has power to it. It's just basically using some of the built-in function of the machine pin library, which, as you can see here, it will basically start off at the first line of code, which is head1.low. That will turn the LED on that pin to off. I then call a number of the other functions because obviously I want head 1A to be opposite to head 1, because obviously they would be blinking separately. You can see there then we get down to bank 6 completing its line, 6A. We then use the utime.sleep, and in this instance I'm using 0.5 of a second. This will put the Pico into sleep for half a second. It will then go through the next set of codes very quickly, turning some on and some off. Again, it comes down to the end where you've got the utime.sleep for another half a second. After that's been completed, it will go back to the top, just below the while true, and that's basically the code. At this point, we're ready to send the code to the Pico. We need to go to Tools and Options, and in this box you need to choose Interpreter. Make sure you've got it set to MicroPython, Raspberry Pi Pico, and make sure you've got your port set up. In my case it's USB serial device COM port 6. We're then going to go to Save As, and we're going to use the Raspberry Pi Pico. You're going to choose main.py. Be sure you want to overwrite this because I've already got a program there called main.py, so it's yes. Once you've done that, you can then click on play or run, And now on your Pi Pico maker board you will see the LEDs flashing the way you expect them to.